guys, so from the title, this is a haul video, and this is something that has sort of been collected for a bit of time. It's not something that I just ran out on one day and got. So let me start off with two of the things that I've actually shown in previous videos, or maybe three of the things. Just quickly, the T3 Orlando Peda T3 360 and dry shampoo, fantastic. I actually had somebody write a comment who was blonde and said that even though she's fair-haired, the white powders that a lot of dry shampoos are really sort of not good for her either. So it's a misconception that the white is only really crappy for dark-haired. Even the blondes don't tend to like it. So just FYI, he does have it in the full sort of color range for brunette, for redhead, auburn, and for blondes. So if you are blonde, they do make one for you as well. So there's that. I also mentioned the Lise Watier gloss stick already, and what can I say? Gorgeous. Oh, actually, you know what? I can say one thing that I forgot to mention is the smell. I don't know what it is. It is like, it's not necessarily cherry. It's very, very fruity, really pleasant. Every time I wear it, I'm just like, So, perhaps that's just me. I'm constantly saying, oh my gosh, do you smell that? Do you smell that? And everyone's like, no, we never smell it. Stop asking us. So, it could just be me, but I really, really love it. And these, unfortunately, are limited edition, and I guess you can just find them in Canada. And I think they might already have been sold out by now. So there's that. Factory Gray from American Apparel. And I forgot to mention that same day I bought 3 in total. And there's Hunter, which is a beautiful, beautiful racing green, dark forest green. What's that darn OPI thing? Gone Today? No. Here Today, Era Gone Tomorrow. I think that's the one. Which I purchased when it came out a couple of years ago and was kind of disappointed, actually. So what else is new? Not a fan of OPI. It just didn't look well on my nails, and I actually used it with black now. Black underneath and then that on top. Whereas this on its own is just gorgeous. So there's that. And I got this one, which is Mouse. And I love this color. It actually does go on darker than what it looks like in the bottle. Fantastic, beautiful, beautiful color. Love these sort of earth tones. Yeah, Mouse. Fantastic. And, whoops. I got, well, 2N, which I know was limited edition, but there was a MAC that just happened to have a few more of these. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous nude. And I had to go and buy a backup when I heard. In fact, I had to buy 2. And that is, you can tell how much I love something because I don't ever do that. I don't ever really have backups for things. There's a few items that are just so fantastic, but it's certainly not the norm with me. So that is just indicative of how good that really, really is for me. I actually prefer it over Ember Glow. That could be sacrilege, I know, but I do. I think it's just something that goes so beautifully with everything and right up my alley. A total nude that doesn't dead me out. So those are that. And the Sephora 45. And I first heard about this, I think it was Gina, Love, Peace, and Lip Gloss, and then Gina Bina Weena, my 2 favorite Ginas in the entire world. And I wasn't too sure whether or not I was going to purchase it, and I was using this for, oh, by the way, this is a mineral powder brush, the number 45 from Sephora, and because I'm using Laura Mercier virtually every day now, I did use the Doo-Wop, and I loved this brush for it. It was perfect. I loved the size of it. I love the softness of it. I like a round head. And, you know, I just loved, it was a little bit stumpy, but perfect to hold. I mean, it just perfect size. And I had 2. This one I just used for blending out blush. just so I don't get any demarcation there. And the other one I used for the mineral foundation, after about 3 weeks, the top, the head, just popped right off. Popped right the heck off. And I was quite miffed about that whole thing. Because when I looked at it, it had just sort of been glued. It hadn't been tied off. They weren't really kind of connected. I just thought that was really cheaply made. And mind you, these are only $20, but you know, which is actually a really good price for a face brush, but you expect it to last for a little while. And I think, mind you, this has lasted me 4 years, but I think because I just sort of buff away, I don't really do a lot of rubbing and circular motions that kind of can loosen that. And you know what, I may go get another one just to see if I just had a one-off that was kind of crappy, because I really love this for the Laura Mercier Mineral Foundation. Once that kind of went by the wayside, I pulled this one out because it's a staple and it, gosh, multi-purpose, can use it for so many things. And fantastic, love it, was great for it, but because of my humongous melon, I got a big old face. So as you can see how small this is, you know, I don't mind putting work into it at all, but it was just, I mean, this was just a bit too small for my huge melon. And sometimes I found with the rubbing, I would get little bits of black fur on your face. And I would prefer long shedding than little tiny shedding, because the long one you can just get easily. These little tiny ones, yeah. So then I went into this. So as you can see, the head is a bit bigger, and this is Teflon. And I think perhaps for something like mineral, sorry about the hopping there. I'm always, you know, jumping around. I think with minerals, perhaps Teflon or synthetic may be better. The other two are natural hair bristles, brushes. I find because you're doing so much buffing and there is sort of a bit of an exfoliation going on because of all of the skin cells coming off, that perhaps in natural bristles, it could sort of embed in there a little bit more, and I think perhaps synthetic may be better. I'm not going to say that 100% because I liked both these brushes for it, and you certainly don't have to run out and buy this particular brush, but I do know that they also have an antibacterial thing with this, and I think that's smart because sometimes your skin follicles, flakes can get quite deep into it, and because it's such a dense brush, sometimes just cleaning it, sort of a cursory cleaning isn't going to really do it. When I clean this, and this is very often, I tend to clean this brush every other day. You know, I get really well down in there and kind of mush my fingers so that the antibacterial soap can get all throughout it and do a really good rinse. So there's that. I picked up a few more Marc shadows because I'm such a huge fan. And the new ones are this color, Vintage Green, Stellar, which is this gold, and then Espresso, which is the matte. And I will say, I think that's the first matte that I've tried, and I'm not as impressed with Marc's mattes as I am with their shimmers. Their shimmers, the pigmentation is cuckoo crazy. Really nice, and they're just, I mean, they're just beautiful. They're really beautiful. And I actually switched out my small palette and got a larger palette because I know I'm going to be collecting a few more. And just FYI, I do know that for those of you who don't live in North America, it can be difficult to get these Marc shadows, and they're only $6 Canadian, and I believe they're $5 American. And I'm going to maybe be speaking out of turn because I haven't talked to her about this, but Gina Bino Weena has now reinstated her sort of Avon rep number because Marc is a subsidiary of Avon. And so she's reinstated that and has, I think, a website or a link on her channel for Marc products. Now, I'm not going to say she's going to ship it to you if you live overseas because I know the shipping is a little bit pricier, but it never hurts to ask because rather than going off of the Avon site or the Marc site, which will categorically say, no, we don't ship to you, she may. And so it doesn't hurt to ask. So I'm just going to put that out there. So there's that. I've already done those. Okay. Because I'm such a huge fan of Laura's mineral line, I decided to go for the mineral bronzer, and she's only got it in the one color, and it's called Warm Bronze. And I have to tell you, mind you, I've only been using it for a little while now. This is so insanely pigmented, I can't even believe it. In fact, what's on that lid, that amount would probably do 3 days worth of application for me. It's that pigmented. I kind of just take the littlest bit and then kind of roll it around in my brush, just so I don't get, you know, patches of it, and lightly dust. Mind you, I don't have any color. It's been really rainy here for quite a while. So in the summertime, I'm sure it's going to be different. I will add a little bit more, but my gosh, how cuckoo crazy is that? It's the one product that I've closed the sifter, because I never usually close the sifters. I always leave it open. That way I can just like dump some out really easily. But this one I keep closed because I really, really do not want much product coming out. And what you see there, that would last for weeks. It's that concentrated. I mean, talk about bang for your buck. I will do a more of a full review of all of these products if you would like. Certainly leave a comment and let me know. But I think the Laura Mercier for sure I will do, because I know a lot of people are fans of her line. So there's that. I got a little sample of this, and I freaking loved it. Really, really, really loved it. So that I got the full size. Now, I may take this back, and not because I don't like it, because, like I said, I really, really do, but because I got this sucker. And this has quite a lot of mascaras to try, and I just didn't want this to be sitting for, you know, 3 or 4 months while I get through these, testing all of these out. And then once that was up, I would just repurchase that. But who knows? I like it so much that I may regret not having this one around. So, as you all know, I didn't, well, maybe not all of you, but mascara is a new thing for me. I've only gotten into it recently in the last maybe 1.5 to 2 years. Beforehand, I just didn't even bother because I had so much transferring. I didn't have lashes. They never held a curl, yada, yada, yada. So as soon as I went into mascaras, I went straight for the Japanese or Asian made mascaras, because they tackle the issues that I have, being Asian myself. So I've tried probably about 24 different mascaras and love them. I can probably get 13 or 14 mascaras for $100. So, you know, even their drugstore $4 mascaras were fantastic for me. So, but I thought, you know, I should broaden my horizons. I've never really tried conventional mascaras that are available sort of globally and all over the place that you hear of so much. The Faux Cils or Dior Show or Bad Girl Lash, any of those. I've never tried them. So I thought this would be a great way to sort of enter into the arena. And they've got Cargo, Tarte, Sephora, Fresh, Laura Mercier, Smashbox, Benefit, Corez, Urban Decay, and Hourglass. So tons to try. And I will be sort of doing full reviews of each of them. So I'm actually quite excited because it's going to be sort of the first time I try sort of readily available mascaras, or more North American, Western. I don't know how to put it, but you know what I mean. So this was sort of my first start into it. I've never tried the Dior Show. This is my first Dior one, and I really, really like this. So, again, I will be doing individual reviews that will take me quite a bit, because I'm going to give each one its, you know, due share of time. I don't think I'm just going to use it once and then tell you. I think I'll try each one for a little while before I open up the next and the next and the next. Not to mention the fact I still have, I don't know, 4 or 5 unopened Asian mascaras. So, okay. There's that, and just for the summertime, the Pedi egg, which I've heard about, never used, and a pumice thingamajig-jangler. So, you know, I don't know what happened. My heels used to be fantastic, never had to worry about them. The last year, well, just recently, yikes. What's going on with my heels? I do not know. And, you know, it's sort of that adage where you can really tell a person by the shoes they wear. I don't know if you've heard that. I'm sure you have. You know, someone could be dressed, you know, to the nines and have impeccable makeup and fantastic nails and stuff, and then you look down at their shoes and they're all like scuffed up and banged up, and especially for ladies with the heels that look like a peeled banana. You know, all of the the leather's coming apart on your heel. Oof. Ooh, it's such a pet peeve. And that just shows you who someone really sort of is, apart from the image that they're projecting out. Not to say that people are disingenuous, I'm not saying that at all, but sometimes it's really indicative when you kind of look down and you go, wow, everything's so full on, and then you look down there and it's like, wow, what happened to the shoes? Same thing goes for your heels. You have a great pedicure, but then your heels are all banged up. Ixnay. Okay, so just a couple of things more. I picked these up from Sephora. They're so fantastic. Really inexpensive. They're like $8. I thought they were really cool, and because I'm such an anal freak when it comes to organization and compartmentalization, I don't like loose things in my bag. So, you know, this one, for instance, has all the stuff for my iPhones, and this, all that. The reason why I picked this is because this is my Mercier, where I keep all my makeup in, and it's one of my favorite. I just think it's so gorgeous. If you can see the kind of texture of it, it's so gorgeous. And that was really quite reminiscent. This is $8. I can't really remember how much this was. Perhaps it was a gift even. I don't know. I've had this for quite a few years. And this is all lined and fantastic. This one isn't lined. It's just the woven part. But I thought the design was quite reminiscent, so I picked that up. And this one is lined. This has got a bit of blue there, and I don't know if they're limited. One of the sales reps said that they only, the vinyl clear ones are the only ones that are sort of permanent, and then they bring out different bags for the season, never to be seen again. So I think they're still available right now. And then the last two items are just boyfriend jeans. Not that I need another pair of jeans, good lord, but great kicking around. And these, I don't even know if they should have been called boyfriend. I think they're more trouser jeans, and I love trousers. So that and this scarf doohickey. H&M, my gosh, $7.95, if you can believe it. Probably in the States, $5, I don't know. But I thought it was really, really cute. Like so. I wear this all the time. Whoops, what am I doing? Oh, forget it. Can go with so many things, and the only one thing is it's 100% poly, and I don't ever buy anything that is 100% poly or even has poly in it. I'm just really not a big fan. I just really like natural fibers. But I thought it was so cute, and really for $7, I mean, come on, you can't really go wrong. And I have been wearing this all the time. So, yeah. Woo! There you go. Again, like I said, if you want to see anything with more of a more comprehensive review, just leave a comment and I will definitely get to it. And like I said, I definitely will be doing a review on this for sure. All the mascaras for sure. Anything else you'd like to see, just let me know. Thanks so much for watching.